And today we will be having an unboxing video on the Silynx Clarus Pro. The fuck out of here. So, we are going to talk about the Silynx Clarus Pro. Uh, as you guys know, my patron supporters especially, this episode brought to you by Diet Coke. As you Patreon supporters already know, my patrons, I broke down and bought a Silynx yesterday. Got it overnight from Amazon. Benefits of living in the Pacific Northwest. Delivered on a Sunday. Why? So, I was using the Peltor TEP 100 in the ear headsets. Great headset. Love it. Problem with them was that they didn't interface with my telephone via Bluetooth or a cord or anything like that. And I got some 80s hair rock stuck in my head as a result of one of my buddies going to a Slaughter concert on Saturday. And I was at the range, like, trying to sing Poison and Slaughter and Warrant and shit to myself. And I was like, man, I'm bored. I want to listen to some jams. So because the TEP 100 Peltor earplugs had been so good to me, I immediately went back and started looking to just get a set of 200s. That way I've got a set of 100s as a backup, or if somebody else needs a set, whatever. Once I started researching, I saw that they were $360, which was over $100 more than what I spent for the 100s to get the 200 model, which is earplugs that go in your ears, and they interface with a horse collar that goes around your neck and then is tethered down to an aux plug that you could stick in your phone or MP3 player or whatever. Issue with that was they were $100 more, and they didn't come with the horse collar. The horse collar was another $90 more. So including 10% Washington sales tax and shipping, whatever, it was going to end up costing me $500 to be able to listen to music while shooting my gun at the range. So I was like, man, scratch all that. But got you guys commenting on my YouTube when I did the review of the TP100 mentioned the Silynx Clarus Pro and said, hey, I really like these, but they're tethered. I'm looking for a hands-free option, et cetera, yada, yada, yada. So, confessional time. Confessional time. I hated Silynx. I hated Silynx with a passion. And this is based off old and outdated and erroneous and kind of catty information. Okay? So, for those of you guys who don't know Silynx, Silynx came in out of nowhere. A decade ago now, I guess, probably. And they were trying to do all kinds of integrated communication stuff for the tactical guys. Multiple radios, intercom systems, swimmers headsets, all this stuff. And the bottom line to all of it was that it had a push-to-talk that mounted on the soldier's chest that was just gaudy and enormous and dumb and just dumb. And cables everywhere. And every real gunfighter that experienced that first generation of Silynx was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. Silynx may or may not have come out of Israel. Maybe, maybe not. A little bit of predisposed hatred to Israeli products marketed here in the United States, not because they're Jewish, you fucking racists. My dad was the first non-Jewish Pressburg in the United States, so let's nip that shit in the bud. But because Israeli stuff is just always marketed, there's this just kind of like dirty feel to Israeli marketed products in the United States about their quality and whatever. It's like Krav Maga. It's it might be a great ass kicking discipline, but it just has such a bad rep uh, out there on the street that But before I even knew that Silynx was potentially, possibly, an Israeli company, rumor, whatever, just their digital, they spent a gazillion dollars on these like full length computerized, cheesy video game looking things, trying to tell me, the end user, how the fuck I'm going to use their product. I'm the end user. I'll tell you how I'm going to use how I'm going to use your product if I choose to spend money and even adorn your product on my body while I'm conducting operations. I don't need 20-minute full-length videos showing over the beach MFF with remote controlled wireless shit to my gun, which ain't going to work in an electromagnetic jammed environment like the modern battlefield anyway. And so they got a bad taste. They left a bad taste in my mouth. They left a lot of bad taste in Army end users' mouths. Navy might have bought a bunch of their shit, whatever. To me, it was just kind of like, yeah, that seems like some shit that Navy SEALs would use. So bye-bye, Silynx. And after all of that hate, it didn't work that great. Their original comms cable setup, it did not work well. It was not intuitive, too bulky, too much of a snag hazard. It didn't work. But neither did anybody else's shit either, by the way. The Nasri, the original Invisio, SOCOM X. I mean, I go down the list of buy and cry fucking test communication setups. All right, Chuck, what does that have to do with your earplugs and listening to Poison at the Range? Good point. So that was kind of the background that I had on Silynx, and I was kind of seeing their stuff at trade shows, and it was getting from like wearing a black and white TV on your chest to like smaller to smaller to smaller, but never anywhere near the size of like a regular TEA Davies, U94 push to talk. I mean, even the Peltor brand plastic shitbox push to talk for the Peltor Comtex. And if you guys are using that, the one that the pigtail actually plugs in the top, guess what? Like, that's like a signal, like a target indicator a mile away. Like, yep, not the fucking man. As soon as I see somebody walk up on the battlefield rocking a regular Peltor brand PTT, I'm like, nope. Yes, and we do judge people by the shit they wear. And I can pick out the been there, done that guys versus the wannabe guys versus the units that have all the money, but the dudes buying and the dudes using don't know, and they're just making it rain with pre-deployment cash. I can spot all that shit downrange. So, had no need, no desire to look at Silynx products again. None. Two things changed my mind. Number one, I heard that TEA, and you guys have heard, and I have no association with TEA. If you walked up to those guys and asked them who I was tomorrow, they wouldn't know. But I have been a loyal TEA customer for over a decade, and longer than that, 12, 13 years. I've used TEA products on the battlefield, and I've trusted my life to them, and they've always worked well for me. So I recently found out that TEA had partnered with Silynx, which I found very odd. There's some former Ranger Regiment communicators that are working for TEA, and those guys know who they're selling to and what the stakes are. So I was like, okay, cool. And then the other thing was I needed some earphones that I could listen to. And I needed them fast because I had no patience. And some of you had mentioned that this system worked. So that I checked on Amazon, and these Clarius Pros were only $250. I could have them the next day, and with my socialist sales tax of 25 bones, I got it for 275 bucks. Let me tell you, the best $275 that I've spent, and I can't even tell you how long. That's how legit this system is. Now, why wasn't I tracking these things sooner? And why haven't more people bought them? Problem is, when you look at this on the internet, on their website, it looks like they're much larger PTTs for doing much bigger jobs, like talking to 2 radios and a vehicle intercom. This thing doesn't need to do any of that. Yes, they maintain the same shape, but the only reason it's this big is because that holds a single AAA battery. This thing is tiny, and it's solid metal, aluminum housing, waterproofed, braided cable. I mean, this thing feels, the build quality feels amazing. So what is a Clarius Pro? Clarius Pro is an in-the-ear headset, and it's tethered to the brain box. It comes with, I said I was not going to do an unboxing video. I'm not, but you guys should just know some of what you're dealing with here. It comes with earplugs for various sizes, and they're foamies, and comes with a cleaning kit, and it also has little foam wind screens that go on the outside to keep down the wind noise, although the wind noise was better than anything I had heard in a long time. And then you've got rubber foamies as well. You've got like foamies and rubber foamies, and these have a different noise reduction rating than these. I think they're like 23 NRR versus 25 or something. And you have small, medium, and large in each. These things were a pain in the ass to put on the earbuds, and the quality just didn't feel all that great. But Amazon shopping reviews told me that the Peltor earbuds were compatible with the Silynx. So I bought a pack of 10 pairs of these skull screw single plug triple flange or whatever. These suckers are 30 dB NRR, which is better than Peltor over the ear muff. So this is the highest NRR that I've seen on a single ear muff. So I got the Silynx, got these cable router thingies. Sorry, I have to have my Bose in so that you guys can get some decent mic quality. I did a video just talking into the computer the other night. It sounded like asshole. So not going to do that again. So yeah, man, these things go right in your ears. You can either wear them, and then this is adjustable for tightness, this slider here. You can either wear them up under the chin, like you got some boonie cap on or something in your leg in Kuwait, or you can route them around the back and then cinch them up to the nape of the neck and then run the cabling down your back if you so desire. The brain box has a metal clip on it, so you can attach it to your shirt if you want. I keep mine in my attached to the outside pocket where you would put like your flashlight or your knife clip. That way I can also, when I'm on the range, hook it to my phone and listen to my jams. The whole reason we're having this goddamn video, because I need to be listening to some Kickstart My Heart while I'm trying to get my Blaze Ops on. So, comes in this cool little waterproof container doohickey. You can route your cables around so everything is nice and clean when it goes into your waterproof container. Has an extra, has a spot for holding an extra AAA battery. I've got a lithium in there as my backup, and then also has your quick reference instruction manual for all of your shit. Tells you how to do everything. So there you go. The thing has got a Hotchick that talks to you. So you put in your AAA battery in the bottom, thread the thing back closed. You got a little button here on the side right there. Push and hold that. Hot bitch comes over your ears and says power on or some shit, whatever. And then every time you hit this, it oscillates up and then down through the hearing age. It starts off at medium setting. When you click it once, it says, she says, hi. Not hi like what you doing, what your name is, but hi as in you're in the high setting. You hit it again and it says like super hearing or some shit. Hit it again, it goes back down to high. Hit it again, goes to medium. Hit it again, goes to low. And then you hit it again and it does pass through off. So if I'm on a range and there's nothing but exhaust fans and shit I don't want to hear, I could turn it completely off and use it straight up like a set of regular headphones. So it stays powered on to pass the data through the aux cable for my audio stuff, my phone conversation or whatever, but I don't have any outside active amplification. Let me tell you that for the first time ever with my deaf ass, the medium setting actually sounds like slightly increased hearing performance. Like everything sounded very clear when I turned it on at the medium setting. When I kicked it up to high and super, better than hearing aid level performance out of the headset. I mean, absolutely amazing. The other thing that I had talked about with my patrons was the noise compression of Peltors and the Peltor in the ears, and the fact that if I'm on a range in a booth, like a public range, and dudes are cooking off next to me, pow, 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 boom, 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 nice SKS, dickhead. Sometimes I can't hear my Pro Timer. I've got a Pocket Pro 2, and I know it's got an anemic buzzer. It sounds very, very weak. Not as weak as like the Surefire app's beep on an iPhone, but it's pretty weak. And I'm hypothesizing that these, mid-level hearing protectors out there, that when they do the noise compression, that they're compressing the noise across all of the ranges or the wavelengths of sound. So gunfire's in the 4,000 to 6,000 range. It's very high pitched, kind of like the same pitch as that ringing in your ears, that tinnitus. That's where gunfire affects you at, is in that high pitch area. I think a lot of the buzzers also kind of operate up in that area, and I think that when it does the noise compression, it compresses the sound of the buzzer. That's my semi-scientific explanation of why the fuck when a gun goes off next to me at the same time my buzzer does, I'm standing there waiting to be released off the starting block. The gunshot holds no fear. Say it. If you don't get that reference, you probably need to subscribe to somebody else's channel. So that's what I got going on. and the TEP 100s seem to be worse than my contacts about cutting out during gunfire. And I was having to go down and restart the buzzer and hope that it went off in between people shooting next to me. Not once today in my range session. I shot for about 5 hours today. Not once did I not hear my pro timer go off with this Silynx Clarus Pro 2. Clarus Pro, excuse me. Not once did I fail to hear my speaker on my pro timer. And I had my phone hooked up to the Silynx all day. So, you know, I've got, you know, Motley Crue talking about Dr. Feelgood, like blasting right into my ears, and I could hear the pro timer over Vince Neil in a range. So legit, complete legitness, all the legitimacy. All right. At the base of the Y, you have your standard, as you guys have come to see it. You know, I've got one on my bows right here. That's your on-off, next song, pause, answer the phone, hang up the phone, universal remote button. And there is a mic in there as well. So you're not using bone conduction to talk on your phone. You're using an actual microphone around your neck. So I did have a couple phone calls on the range today also, which was pretty cool. Chuck, how the hell did you do that? Well, there are two tethered ports here. One is the battery cap for the AAA, and they go in tits down. But there is a positive and negative, so you can actually see that if you forget. And then the other is a rubber waterproof protector cap for the supplied aux cable. So that goes in there, and this goes in there, and start my Amazon Music. This is clipped onto the outside of my pocket, and there's enough cable that this could go in my left cargo pocket. So I have my phone in the cargo pocket. I had this clipped to the outside edge of my front hand pocket, and then I had the cable routed up past my magazines under my duty belt and then around my neck. I had no issues. I did not snag my cable during a mag change once today, and I did a lot of mag changes because I need to, because my mag changes were sucking. So that covers the Silynx. Like, I don't want to nerd out too much or get too crazy about it. And I'm sure that, you know, people that are here for like some type of technical video are going to be like, that was kind of a dumb video and didn't teach me very much. What you need to know is I wear a lot of active hearing protection and have for the past 15 years in helicopters, armored vehicles, and gunfights. I have not been blown up by an IED or fired a weapon that took a human being's life that I didn't have active hearing protection over my ears in the last 15 years. So does that make me a subject matter expert on active hearing protection? Nah, I'm just a dude that's worn a lot of fucking hearing protection. And I'm telling you that based off of 1 day of fucking around with the Silynx Clarus Pro, I'm actually going to go back and relook at their communications line for duty radios and vehicle intercoms and all of that. Like, I've got thousands of dollars in PTTs for 152, 148, you know, whatever. And I'm going to go back and relook at my decisions to use the setups that I have strictly based on this product that was absolutely made for commercial applications. I mean, this isn't, there's no push to talk on this. They didn't make this for, Navy SEAL incursions over the beach and all the other whatever. So that's it. That's the end of the video. Take my word for it. This little bastard is awesome, and they're comfortable, and that's all I have to say about it. Like, you probably never see me put a set of contacts on again that I'm not either wearing double hearing protection or it's not in the wintertime and I'm not trying to keep my ears warm. This is it. This is the new hotness. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Unless this thing decides to stop fucking working magically on me. Best $250 I've spent lately. So that's all I have to say about that. You guys enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, all that stupid shit people tell you to do on YouTube. But like, seriously, get the word out. If you want reviews from a dude that's actually done shit and it's going to tell you like how I really feel about stuff and why, not some hand job where some company sends me some product and I jerk them off here on my YouTube channel, then you're in the right place. This is where you come if you're a real dude that wants to buy once and cry once, get the best quality product that you're going to use for the application it's designed for. I'm your dog because I won't ever lie to you. I will always, always, always shoot you straight when it comes to kit. So this is Chuck from Presscheck Consulting. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.